Also, quick aside, Juwan Howard did not know he was an assistant coach on the Nets, but he's playing against his son or coaching against his son
Whoa.
on the Magic, Jet Howard.
Wow. So that's probably why Jett Howard's not playing tonight.
Yeah, that's definitely it. That's definitely why.
Just wait
Yep.
till he gets unleashed.
Yeah. Just wait.
They
Incoming.
because they could use him for the shooting against some certain matchups. I mean, if Sam Howard was
Yep.
on the court, Jett Howard can't be out there in the Sam Hauser minutes.
Also, while this game's in break and while Hornets is still at halftime, some other news on the pod over this past weekend. Your boy
Whoa!
Sam did get engaged. I got
Whoa!
engaged to
Whoa!
yes,
Just dropping that in
friend of the
there.
pod, friend of the pod, Naya, of course, my girlfriend, and yeah, I'm pretty
Bravo!
excited. Yeah,
Congratulations!
thank you.
Congratulations! Big news! Big
That
news!
yes. No,
Absolutely
that does
incredible.
not. Yeah, yeah, doesn't mean the pod's getting quit anytime soon. We'll still be in and out. Rem, of course, holding it down. Shout out. We just saw a milestone. We hit over 100 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah! Shout out to the fam.
Putting in work. The lives, I think, are working. I think the lives are in. I think YouTube loves the lives. When I was like putting comments in the lives and like people would join and stuff. So the lives are the move. We're seeing the love. And so shout out to Rem. But yes, planning to get married in the next year or so. We're real excited.
Sam's an old man now.
We're
Old
getting
man
old.
Sam.
We're getting
He's
old.
decided
Jeez.
to commit to married life.
Yep.
He's
Yep.
he's decided he's gonna move out to the suburbs, settle
Yep.
down, get a nice
Sign the lifetime contract.
sign the
Yep.
contract, get the nice little house and the fence,
Yep.
do the whole thing. But it's gonna be fun. Do you guys like know what have you even started thinking about it yet? Like the plans or anything?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
No,
that the
we've
kind of
been
thing you
looking at
start planning?
places, doing stuff.
Like, are you
Yeah,
planning
you
that
have
before
to.
you even start? Like, even getting into proposals and stuff like that. Do you even have stuff that you've already thinking about?
Yeah. No, I was swirling around, figuring it out. But yeah, no, plans are getting solidified. Doing the visits and
I feel like we need a
meetings and
girl on this pod to
stuff.
ask the
So,
right questions about an engagement. I'm not prepared to do the engagement
mm,
follow up. Do you need to take us through how it goes? Like, what did you do?
I mean, so
Do
like
we need the
usually
details?
it's a good idea to give them an idea of when it's happening, like within the next month or stuff, because usually they want to get their hair done and do their nails and stuff. So I gave a range, but you want to keep the exact day a surprise. Um, and then yeah, you figure out, do you want the family there or not? Do you want the people around? Oh, I forgot. Dyson Daniels is on the Hawks. Shout out.
Yeah, good point.
Um, yeah, I know. And then yeah, you got to set up the surprise, obviously. Try to keep them guessing. Wow, LaMelo is hitting hard. And then yeah, and then you execute, you got to do a little transition, make sure there's a photographer there. Photographers do cost money, but and then
I mean, you're
you
getting married, so this is the start of
yeah,
spending money.
exactly. Yeah, jeez. And then yeah,
Are we live?
that's man, shout out, no, one back wicked. But yeah, that was that's pretty much what you do. I mean, it's a step by step. It takes a lot more planning than you would expect. A lot more intentional planning, but it's a big payoff. It is a big payoff. It does when it's done well, it works out. And it's something you think about, this is hopefully a once in a lifetime kind of thing, if everything works out, you don't have to do it
Yeah.
ever again. So don't
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
don't worry and
regardless, the
stress it
first
too much.
marriage will always be once in a lifetime. So you'll never be able to
Yeah,
replace that.
exactly.
But like,
Exactly.
how did it go down? Like, do you want to tell us like, what the
Yeah.
plan was?
No, I just took her to the shoreline and had her throw something in the water
Oh,
and turned around, asked.
my
Yeah. Little
heartstrings, Sam.
surprise.
On the beach
Surprise. Yeah, on
in
the
front
on
of
the
the
beach.
ocean.
Well, it wasn't super the beach, but it was in front of the Bay
Yeah.
Area,
Yeah, yeah.
the Bay
Yeah, true, yeah,
water,
because
and
yeah,
then
you're in the Bay.
yeah, and then took her, and then had a surprise party for her, celebrated with friends and family, and
Mm.
yeah,
Oh, the follow-up party? You have to set up the
yeah.
follow-up party? I didn't even think about that.
Well, so I just invited people, like told people it's gonna happen, and then her family took it away. So that's the tough part, is
No, but that's fun though.
how good of a community she has, or whoever you're getting engaged to,
Her
of
family's
how
too
much,
strong and the word gets out.
yeah, yeah. So I let them set it up, and they did a great job. But it's yeah, no, it's one of the it's interesting. It's definitely an interesting experience. Nothing like it. Man, this Hawks Hornets game is getting a little ugly. Man, oh my gosh.
Did you get a real ring?
Yeah. Yeah, I got a real ring.
So she picks it out? Because I feel like, I don't know if that's become common, but it was like a thing for a while where it was like, do you pick it out or do you just go for it and just
Yeah.
say, I'm going to try to do my best to guess on what they'll like? But then the debate is like, she's going to wear it for the rest of her life, whatever.
Yeah. You can always update later. That's another thing, is if you're gonna have the expenses of the wedding and a whole lot of other expenses. So, if you're able to negotiate to have a cheaper ring just to have a better wedding or a better honeymoon, and then you can update later. So this, you know, hopefully y'all will be together for a while, so you'll have plenty of time to give more gifts and
You
stuff.
can work out the details
Uh,
later.
exactly. So,
We've got time to think about it.
yeah,
Wow. Unbelievable. Well, congratulations from everybody. IT's proud.
we should.
I think they're crying right now. IT right now, the only reason they're not doing their
Oh
job is
gosh.
because they're weeping, not because they're lazy. They're in
Oh
tears.
gosh.
I wish we had sound effects. I wish we could play horns and bells and stuff, wedding bells, songs.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
We're slacking on that front, but
No, no worries.
big day for the Rem and Sam pod. Crazy.
No worries. Big day.
Crazy
Big day.
times.
Definitely didn't envision it the first time when we started this pod.
I know, it's
Was it
crazy to
3,
just
4 years ago?
it's not even something that you think about when you start to, where it's like, oh yeah, this guy's just gonna go off and get married one day. It's just like, you just you're hanging out, you're talking sports, you're doing a
Yeah.
pod. The next thing you know, the guy's out in the Bay, he's an adult, he's getting married. Life's happening. I just like, it's like, I just knew this.
It's
It's like
wild.
the Kirkwood Sam getting married is funny. Because I mean, especially like for us knowing each other in person too.
Yeah.
Because then you went out to the Bay, so it's like the in-person Sam. It's like the Kirkwood Sam. Are we live? I don't know how many stories we can tell about the Kirkwood Sam.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't like we were
Oh,
that
shit, no.
turn.
Kirkwood Sam was chilling.
We didn't do nothing.
It was
Well,
a good
no, we
time.
weren't that turn. We weren't that turn.
Well, it's Kirkwood. It's community college. How much?
Yeah, yeah. What are you gonna do?
What are
What are
you
you
gonna
gonna
do?
get into? Like, you don't even technically have dorms.
No, they're just like an
Like
apartment
other
complex over
apartments.
there. They're like,
Jeez.
we will definitely help you get a lease, but it's not a dorm. So if they shoot you over there, which
Not our fault.
yeah, known to happen a time or two.
That's funny.
But
That's funny.
are you watching Hawks Hornets right now? Is that the game that you got on?
Yeah, 3-point game. Yeah. Lamella, I think, is on the bench.
Unbelievable.
Oh no, he's there. He's out there. He's out there. Trae Young is kind of clanking right now.
How you feeling about Hopkins? Should we get into Hopkins at all? Should we get into the Chiefs?
Yeah, we can get into the Chiefs. I've seen, obviously Mahomes has the league's most interceptions. It's like really low rating. I think I saw someone rank him fourth overall, like ranking in the league and stuff. And for me, like with all of it, is we're just doing enough to win. And that's what I want from this team in the regular season, is to grind out these wins, because that's what's going to be in the playoffs. I don't think, like, and there's no clean team, honestly. Like, is there really another team that we think is like serious contenders? Like, you look at the 49ers, they have an insane amount of injuries. We look at other teams that we consider contenders, like what the Vikings. Are we really going to trust Sam Darnold? Like, I love him. It's a great story, but like, losing to the Rams, a 2-5 team, and then on the road, sure, but still, like, that's still a tough loss. And I think like even that sack or the safety that happened, you want him to at least throw the ball away there or something. But yeah, I mean, you look at the best teams in each of the league. I guess the Lions have been the best team all year. But yeah, I don't, obviously losing Aiden Hutchinson is, I think, gonna show up in later games. It's gonna be a bigger deal, even though I think they traded for someone, didn't they?
Did they make a trade?
I thought they did.
Do we need to check Schefter's Twitter?
But who do you think was who are the real, like, who for you is the best team in the league right now?
Well, I guess the Chiefs are still. Wait, there's Hassan Reddick news here, but I don't think it's a trade. I would say the Chiefs are still the team that I would pick to win everything. Yeah. But if I would say who's the best, I think, have the Lions overtaken the Ravens as the team that's playing the best? Because the Ravens probably had that for a second. But
no, did they? I mean, they lost to the Chiefs.
They did, but and the Raiders too.
Yeah, exactly. That was a yikes.
So maybe Lions won. What was that ranking you saw that had Mahomes fourth, by the way?
There was.
Who was over Mahomes?
Was it the Athletic? Well, it wasn't Mahomes. It was the team, the Chiefs.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. And they had like the Lions, the Ravens. Yeah, they had the Ravens above the Chiefs.
Yeah, okay. So
then we beat them head to
head. That's probably
like, all right.
But they've been playing better though as of late.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the point. Is that do you want someone who's putting up better stats and looks like they're playing better, or someone who finds a way to win every week? I mean, what if the Chiefs really go undefeated here? I think I heard like our schedule gets real easy the next couple of weeks. Yeah, we play the Raiders, and we have the Bucks at home, Broncos at home.
Are those games easy?
And then the Panthers? The Broncos? Really?
You're playing the Broncos in Denver?
No, we're playing them in Kansas City. So
You're gonna split with have you played the Broncos already?
No. Bo Nix, man, you think he's gonna beat us?
I think that Denver defense is gonna get you in one of those games.
We'll see. I mean, Mahomes is already throwing picks, so it kind of doesn't matter if he gives one up.
Yeah, obviously I'm not saying anything about the Chiefs. I'm just saying they're gonna beat you once. Pause.
Maybe. I don't know. Who the Raiders even have at quarterback? Do they even have anyone? Aiden O'Connell?
And Gardner Minshew. They have two guys at quarterback.
Yeah, we'll see. But going into Vegas, and then we have the Bucks at home with Mike Evans might be injured. Godwin's beat up. I mean, they're definitely a team that's reeling right now. I wish Mike Evans was fine, but anyway. And then Broncos, and then we have the Bills, but then the Panthers as well, and then the Raiders again, Chargers, and then the Browns. Who knows what's going on with Deshaun at that point? I mean, it's probably going to be Jameis Winston. So,
anyway. Don't you play the Texans?
Yeah, then we play the Texans and Steelers. So, not saying we're going to go undefeated on the year, but it's definitely an easier schedule than I think people give.
You want to lose some games. You don't want to be going undefeated in the regular season. I feel like that.
I mean,
you're going to be you're going to be the first team to three-peat and go undefeated.
Exactly. Imagine.
You're going to be like
else?
21.
Who else though?
Wow. So you don't even think that sounds impossible.
Who else would do it? Who else could do it if not Mahomes and Reed?
Not now. Not when there's 17 regular season games. And if he's not the 1 seed, he's going to have to play an extra. Like if he was the 2 seed back in the day, he would play 16 games and a first round bye. Now he's 17 games and an extra playoff game.
Yeah. Well, if they win every game, they're going to be the number 1 seed.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah, like if they go undefeated, they're going to be the number 1 seed.
Wait, they're not going to give the Ravens an extra game? Try to make up for it?
They don't give them a bye.
I thought there was some extra.
To the Ravens 2 extra games. And it's only the Vikings who could, match them.
They didn't review that lively touchdown?
If they had an extra game. Oh, gosh.
I think they're going to overturn it in week 11.
They did review it. That's why it got overturned.
They're going to overturn it in the future.
Oh, gosh. Anyway,
But
Hornets
it
starting
would
to
be
fall
too
apart.
it'd be too hard for a team to go undefeated now. So you think the divisional game? I mean, the Chargers in the rematch. The Chargers don't worry
We'll
you.
see. I'm not saying they're a perfect. Chiefs are a perfect
I mean,
team,
clearly you're the
but we
clearly,
have beaten the Chargers before.
but you're obviously the most confident team. It's not that there's going to be another team that's
Yeah,
more confident in you. It's just, is your
yeah.
team? Are there other teams that could get to a level against a game against you where you have a bad game, and is your team capable of having bad? I mean, that's really the part that's just been, like you're saying, incredible, and the part that is the reason that we have
Yeah.
confidence in them going into the playoffs is they still have been able to not, and again, not have perfect fourth quarters, but they've been able to win fourth quarters for the most part, or at least not lose them to
Yeah.
the point where they lose the
Second
game.
halves at least.
Yeah, they're at the end of games. They're still the best end of game team in the league in whatever regard that
Yep.
is. Whether it's Mahomes getting a pass interference or the defense making a stop, like at somehow in the fourth quarter, something is happening where Spags is doing something or Mahomes is making a play, and none of the other teams have been able to
But we
match that with
definitely,
that perfection.
but we definitely have been improving though. Like I feel like we've been scoring more and more points as we get through the year, and our defense is still continuing that same kind of pressure. I mean, usually we still get like we usually still get a turnover or two every game. I mean, I have the Chiefs in fantasy on defense, and yeah, but last week, I mean, you look at what we've been scoring the last couple of weeks. I mean, we had um in terms of our margin of victory, it's definitely been the last 2 weeks have definitely been the highest out of all year. The last 2 weeks we had two of our three most scoring weeks, tied for two of our three most scoring games. And going into the 49ers on the road and kind of just taking it to them. I mean, that's a tall order, even with how many injuries they have. I mean, so I'm really confident because of that. I mean, and just we were in their building,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, they're missing McCaffrey, but yeah, I mean, and that's something we gotta take into account. But you just see, I mean, Mahomes still had two picks. Like, I'm not gonna act like he had a great game by stats wise, but having that scrambling play, you just see the smarts of him. And yes, the league allows it, and probably should figure out a way to not have it. But then also that like truck stick, that touchdown he had, where he just ran into the end zone and knocked the guy over. Like, it's just you can see him starting to understand, like not even starting, but really finding the complexities of like the little things in his game that take him a cut above, with him being smart about his scrambling in a way that makes him near unstoppable. And and that's without Hopkins. I mean, we already have the usual pass it to Hardman, and he runs across the field and gets 10 yards. Like, there's still Kelsey down the middle. There's still Kareem Hunt now, running the ball. So there's still all the usual, but now Mahomes is just making it near impossible with his scrambling as well. And it's just him doing his thing, and you can just see the comfortability with this team. I mean, there's almost rare. I mean, I haven't seen them panic all year, being down, being
Mm-hmm.
up, being after turnover. There's just no panic, and if you're able to, make it pretty much a practice at some point, then that's where you're gonna have what is going on this year, where they've been perfect so far.
And the run offense as well too with Kareem Hunt has sneaky been maybe like the best run offense in the league. I was looking at some advanced stats a couple games into the Kareem Hunt run where it was maybe like week four or five, and he had played 2 games, so he was a little behind the rest of the guys, but he was still way
Yeah,
above them in some of the categories, and he still managed to have fantastic performances. I think he's been a great fantasy player as well too, since he's been injected into the lineup. So, I mean, to have the best run offensive in the league, I mean, it's like you guys are kind of the Niners, where
yeah,
it's like that recipe of the play caller, the defense, the playmaker, or not necessarily, the playmakers with the receivers, but at least the run offense is there. And then the quarterback making plays, but the quarterback making plays is Mahomes, who is, the greatest quarterback of the generation and just kind of cruising his way through the regular season. It's funny that you're saying like he's at this next level figuring out these intricacies, because I feel like the rest of the league is still trying to figure out how to figure out how to, get past Mahomes in the playoffs. And everybody's still trying to figure out how to top this guy. And Mahomes is like
Yeah.
advanced into this second level of mastery or whatever. But it's just incredible because I know we talked about this before about him versus like the second best quarterback in the league and how big that difference might be. But even Brady, it felt like Brady was always looking over his shoulder in a way. Like Manning was always there, Favre was there for a while, Rodgers was in and out, Breeze, Rivers, like all these guys, like Mahomes, you're right, he's not even comfortable. He's almost like there's like an enjoyment to how good this Chiefs team is and just like how capable they are of winning games, where you're right, there's just absolutely no panic, and they're like, as long as we're in it, we're going to cruise. Mahomes going to take care of it. The defense is going to get a stop. And they're absolutely fine. And the fact that the stakes are as high this season as they are too, like going into the 3-peat and trying to complete that, where the realistic possibility to have the group of guys stay together and then actually win the back-to-back titles, and then the team is still actually in a position to win 3 Super Bowls in a row and actually pull that off, like, and then to still be this calm and collected and comfortable and everything throughout the season. I've never really seen a team do that. This might be the most confident team in NFL history. I don't know. Is that a hot take?
Whoa. No, I agree. The confidence
the most
is through the
team?
roof. It's definitely up there. And yeah, I don't know, man. It's definitely it's infectious. I'm real excited for it, and I don't even know, man. It's one of those things where you get excited for it or you don't get excited. Like, it's, as a fan watching it, it's tough to get panicked whenever something bad happens. It's just like, yep, we're just fine. Everything's gonna be all right, and yeah,
Is Hopkins supposed to play right away?
as a fan.